Long before the pyramids, before Stonehenge, and before the first cities as we know them, something was built on a hill in what is now Turkey. We're talking 12,000 years ago, at a time when humans were supposed to be nothing more than simple hunter-gatherers. Yet, here we find massive stone pillars, strange animal carvings, and symbols that some researchers believe may point to something far older than civilization itself. Officially, Göbekli Tepe is one of the earliest known ritual sites on Earth. But for ancient alien theorists, it raises a much bigger question. Were the builders worshipping gods or remembering visitors? Welcome to the Twilight Archive, where we uncover ancient mysteries, UFO files, unexplained discoveries, and the questions that still surround our past. Now then, let's delve into our first file. Let's start with what we know for a fact. Gobekli Tepe was discovered in 1994 by German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt. It's located in southeastern Turkey, and it's completely rewrote the history books. See, the standard story of human history says that we first learned to farm, then we settled down, and then we built temples. But Gobekli Tepe is 11,500 years old. That puts it right at the end of the last ice age. We're looking at massive T-shaped limestone pillars, some standing nearly 20 feet tall and weighing up to 16 tons. These stones were quarried from the surrounding bedrock and hauled to the top of the hill. And here's the kicker. Based on the animal bones found at the site, tens of thousands of wild gazelle and oryx. The people who built this weren't farmers, they were hunter-gatherers. The site consists of at least 20 circular enclosures, though only a few have ever been fully excavated. The pillars are covered in high relief carvings, foxes, scorpions, vultures and lions, and all rendered with incredible detail. Now, that's the official history, and it's impressive, but when you actually look at the details, you start to find things that the textbooks struggle to explain. For a start, look at the precision. We're told these people only had flint tools, no metal, no wheels, no pulleys. Try to imagine carving a three-dimensional, anatomically correct lion out of a hard limestone using nothing but a piece of flint. It's not just difficult, it's a massive technological leap that seemingly came out of nowhere. And then there's the alignment. Some researchers like Graham Hancock and Andrew Collins have pointed out that these pillars aren't just placed randomly. They seem to point toward specific stars like Sirius and the constellation of Cygnus. Why would nomadic hunters struggling to survive the end of an ice age have such a sophisticated understanding of the stars? Were they just watching the sky, or were they tracking something? But perhaps the strangest fact of all is how the site ended. Around 8000 BC, after being used for over 1,000 years, Göbekli Tepe wasn't abandoned or destroyed by an enemy. It was deliberately buried. Thousands of tons of clean dirt and refuse were hauled in to cover the entire complex, turning the temple into a man-made hill. Mainstream archaeology says this might have been a ritual closing of the site, but you have to ask, why go to all that effort to hide something so monumental? Were they trying to protect this knowledge for a future generation? Or were they trying to bury the evidence of a contact event? A moment when sky gods brought civilization to Earth that they weren't ready for us to understand yet? Officially, Göbekli Tepe is a masterpiece of prehistoric engineering, but the deeper you look into the precision of the stones and the connection to the heavens, the harder it becomes to ignore the feeling that there is a much bigger story here. Maybe it was just human genius, or maybe 12,000 years ago, could our ancestors have had a little bit of help from the sky? If you enjoy ancient mysteries, UFO files, unexplained discoveries, and the questions that still surround our past, then consider leaving a like and subscribing to the Twilight Archive. This file has been archived. I'll see you in the next one.